I'm bored.
Welcome, everyone, to the April 9th, 2024 City of Broussard Council meeting. Please remember to adjust your microphones and speak into them so you can be heard clearly on our broadcast for the viewers at home. If anyone in our audience would like to make a comment on an item listed on our agenda, please fill out a blue card located in the back of the room and turn it into our city clerk. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 3 minutes. Please rise for the pledge. Please welcome Pastor David Tilley with First Baptist Church of Broussard.
Let's pray. Father, we just lift up your name today as holy. We thank you for being our God. Thank you, Lord, for your kingdom in heaven as well as your kingdom here on earth. And just ask, Lord, that your blessings would just continue on the people of Broussard, Lord, and especially upon this leadership here today. We ask, Lord, that you would give them wisdom. Help them, Lord, to always seek your will in all that is done. And I ask that everything that happens here today would bring you honor and glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Item 2.1, acceptance of the minutes of the March 26, 2024 City Council meeting. Do we have a motion to accept?
Make a motion.
Second.
The minutes were provided in the council's packet. Tina, do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
Question.
District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large?
Yay.
Motion approved.
Item 3.1, approval of the February 2024 financial report. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
The financial report was also supplied in the council's packet. I can report in February, our taxable income came in 1% over our monthly budget, 3% over our yearly budget as a total, 4% over this time in 2023, and 22% over this time in 2022. So we are continuing to trend in a good way. Tina, do you have public comment?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
Question.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large?
Yay.
District 1?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Other business, item 4.1, Mr. Charles Sharma, Crew de Acadian and Crew La Vido, presentation regarding the hamburger cook-off on April 13th, 2024. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. First off, I want to say thank you to the mayor and the council for having us on the agenda. We appreciate that. I'd like to thank Mr. Jeff, Mr. Jesse, and Mr. Cody for volunteering to take part of this event. Without your help, it could be hard to put through. I wanted to make a note, this is our first time ever doing a hamburger cook-off. First time ever in the area as well doing a hamburger cook-off. It's good.
This will be the first time that you have two Mardi Gras crews from two separate cities that are coming together to create a great event. So we'd like to thank you all again for allowing us to be here tonight. Any participation from you guys, whether it be volunteering, just to, come be a patron at the cook-off, or just come and help volunteer, whatever you guys can give, that'd be great. Of course, having your presence there is really important, as a lot of your constituents will be there. And just showing that the involvement that you guys have with the community is also something that's really good as well. This event will be held on April 13th, which is this Saturday from 10 to 3 at the Steins parking lot. And as of right now, we have over 20 teams that have signed up to cook. And we will be having celebrity judges. We have a kids corner for the kids, so it's definitely very family friendly. So bring the kids out, have some fun. We'll have a petting zoo, face painting, things like that for the kids.
And like I said, she mentioned we'd encourage you guys to come out. We do have a lot of, we have over 22 sponsors. Over half of the sponsors are just right here from Broussard, so it'd be great to see some involvement from the city council and our local government. If you don't mind, I'd like to pass out a couple of the flyers to you guys.
And just to reiterate too, that of course on the flyers you'll see, but we would like to, donate some of the proceeds that we earn at this cook-off. Oh, I've just been at golf tournaments. This to the local fire departments. So that's, we're also benefiting both Broussard, Youngsville, and possibly Milton's fire departments.
I was asking a question before the meeting. So it's a pay at the gate and you get a ticket, and your ticket gets you
So
a
it's-
sample
it's-
or a
it's-
hamburger?
It's a free event. If you want to come in and enjoy it, that's fine. If you
Okay.
want to taste test, you can purchase tickets. The tickets are available for, sheets of 10 or $1 each.
Okay.
Along with that, you'll be entered into a raffle. So we have door prizes. We have over 12 door prizes to give away at the same time. So
Okay, so you'd bring a ticket to one of the
Yeah.
cooking teams and they'd
And
give you,
that ticket is actually our People's Choice Awards. So
Gotcha.
as
Okay.
you drop a ticket off, that'll be the People's Choice Award, and we'll count those tickets along with first, second, third prize.
okay, thanks.
And we will have live music too,
Yes.
which is fun.
Any questions, anything I can answer for you guys? No? Yes, sir.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Item 4.2, Mr. Chris Venture with Hammerhead Capital, the Moulin Road Development. Is Mr. Chris not in the audience? Okay, we'll pass it up and see if he arrives. Item 4.3, proclamation declaring April 20th, 2024 as the Beausoleil Festival and Jambalaya Cook-Off Day in Broussard. Do we have a motion to approve?
We don't need a motion on that, it's only a proclamation.
Proclamations, okay. Well, it's a short proclamation, so I will read it for our audience. Beausoleil and Jambalaya Festival Cook-Off Day, April 20th, 2024. Whereas the city of Broussard prides itself on its vibrant community spirit and its rich tapestry of cultural traditions. And whereas jambalaya has been a symbol of Cajun food across cultures and generations in Acadiana, embodying the spirit of family and community and the joy of sharing. And whereas Joseph Beausoleil Broussard was a leader of the Acadian resistance during the French and Indian War in the mid-1700s, fought against British forces, was imprisoned, was expelled from his home in Nova Scotia, sailed thousands of miles from Canada, eventually settling in Louisiana in 1765. And he remains a symbol of courage and the fighting spirit of the Acadian people and their descendants. And whereas Beausoleil Festival and Jambalaya Cook-Off held on the third Saturday in April is a testament to our city's dedication to preserving our culture and history and bringing people together through the universal language of delicious food. And whereas this festival not only showcases the extraordinary talents of our local bakers and confectioners, but also offers an opportunity for residents and visitors alike to partake in a day filled with delicious spices and taste. And whereas the Beausoleil Festival and Jambalaya Cook-Off aligns with our city's commitment to community engagement, economic development, and the promotion of cultural tourism. Now, therefore, I, Ray Bork, Mayor of the City of Broussard, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim April 20th, 2024 as Beausoleil Festival and Jambalaya Cook-Off Day in Broussard. So our festival will be 1 week from Saturday. Our interim president of the chamber is here, Lacey Viator. Would you like to say anything about the festival and give some details?
Yeah, so as the mayor said, it's happening on Saturday, April 20th. It will be $10 to get in for adults, $5 for kids. That is all you can eat jambalaya. We will have concessions available that day as well. Plenty of kids activities. We're going to have the bubble bus out there, face painting, cornhole, obstacle courses, all kinds of sports themed inflatables. We will have concessions available that day. So the program is going to begin at 11:30. We're going to do an opening ceremonies to open up to the public. So we'll do an opening ceremonies. Cooking will start at noon and then it'll open to the public. So that'll go on all day from 12, and then the DJ starts at 12 until 5, and then Gino Delafos will come on from 5 until 8. So we would appreciate y'all's support on that day. We actually will have a hospitality tent set up for city councilmen, the chamber, BEDC, and any other constituents that want to join us. That is being donated by one of our members. So we would love to have you guys there. I will send out a formal invite for you guys to know the details of the day. So we just appreciate the support and appreciate the proclamation. Thanks, Mayor.
So our proclamation will also, I forgot to mention this, will be read on the floor of the state capitol in the House next week at some point. Our Representative Josh Carlson is going to do that for us to declare the day, put it in the official record. Item 4.4, reschedule the city council meetings in June. June 11th meeting moved to June 10th. June 25th meeting moved to June 26th. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion. Second.
I appreciate the council's consideration in this. I've requested these meeting dates because I have some conflicts with our Louisiana Municipal Association, so thank you for your support on that.
No public comment.
Question.
District 3,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yay.
at large.
Yay.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
motion approved.
Item 5.1, resolution number 785-24, authorizing a cooperative endeavor agreement with Lafayette Parish Consolidated Government for firefighter services from November 1st, 2023 till October 31st, 2024. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Our presenter tonight is our very own Chief, Brian Champagne. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you. This is an amended agreement with the LCG. With the change of leadership, there were some things that the last leadership did that created some other obstacles. So we're pretty much changing it back to the way it used to be. So we've been working with LCG and Karen and their bunch to make this happen. So it's for final approval now, and it'll get turned in, and the payments will resume as soon as we get everything turned in. So it's really just an amended agreement that we already approved a few months ago. That's it.
Are we getting more money?
Not yet. We are working with some of the new parish council. I've already met with them as the association president, and we have some things in motion to bring the fire chiefs and the mayors to the table and discuss different options to get a dedicated funding source for parish fire protection. So we're working on it.
Did just give us a truck.
Yes, you'll hear later on, that was through some ARPA money from the city. Yes, it's coming in towards the middle of the summer.
No public comments.
Question.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yay.
at large.
Yay.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
motion approved.
Item 5.2, resolution number 786-24, authorizing a contract extension with Acadian Ambulance from February 1st, 2024 through January 31st, 2027. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'd move.
Second.
Our presenter tonight is Mr. Troy Guidry. There you are. Welcome, Troy.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to council and chief and fire chief for having me here tonight. This is a 3-year extension to something we've already had. We did a 1-year, and then we did a 3-year extension, and we're coming back for another 3-year extension to continue our partnership with the city of Broussard and with the law enforcement and the fire department services here in this town. I don't hear any questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Just a little bit of a recap. When we signed the original contract, from Broussard's perspective, it was all about getting the time down for responses.
That's correct.
That was what we were after. You guys wanted somewhat of a guarantee if you make the investment to get that time down, then that
Right.
you have a place in our city. And
That's
I'll have to say it's worked well. I mean, the average times your compliance officer reports it every month to us. We average about 8 minutes. I've seen 10, I've seen 9, but The contract, I believe, reads 12 is the guarantee.
1059
1059.
on average.
You guys have done a good job of beating that number, and it's been a good partnership as far as, my perspective on it.
Well, appreciate the support, Mayor. And I think for the overall average for the year of 2023, it was 847. 1,341 calls in the city of Broussard.
In those situations, minutes count.
Chief, any one of the chiefs have anything? I would offer, for them to put any input if they have anything that they need to bring up in front of you or in front of anyone here. I would offer any type of questions or that they have.
No public comment.
Question.
District 6,
Yay.
at large.
Yay.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4, District 5.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Ordinances for introduction. Ordinance number 24-793, an ordinance amending the 2023-2024 operating budget of revenues and expenditures for $20,000 to model current and future water wells by GHD. Do we have a motion to introduce?
I'll move. Second.
Mr. Daniel Hutchinson is here to really to answer any questions, but the short overview on this is city's been planning to expand its water system, new above-ground tanks, 2 new wells. We right now are looking very, very good to get some capital outlay money to help us launch that plan. It's not over until June when session ends, but we're on the books right now. And we need to do some modeling to decide if we're going to drill new wells. The modeling would help us make sure our locations are good and our depths are good. Daniel, if you can add anything to that, please.
Yes, so we engaged a hydrologist and started, back when we were doing water sector, to start looking at these, where we're gonna put the wells, the positioning. There's a couple different layers, there's deep, and there's a little shallower, separated by clay. And so this is gonna model the lower Chico aquifer and tell us how much sand we have, how much the well, so if you have 100 foot of sand, how much you can bring in at a time to see if we need to go into the upper zone to pick our demands up. It's taking it a little further in investment. It's a model that the city always have, and we can build on it. We can model the top half and all that, and it's pretty much like citywide,
A good time to do it early before we're actually trying to drill wells, right? We're
Yeah,
planning and we're putting it
The
together.
hydrologist we dealt with, a lot of people don't take that investment, and he's like, he kind of really recommends it because he's like, you know what you're dealing with. It's not, shooting blind going in.
Sure. When we're spending millions, it'd be good to have as much information as possible. Any public comment, Tina?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
Question.
At large.
Yay.
District 1. Yes. District 2.
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yay.
Motion approved.
Item 6.2, ordinance number 24-794, an ordinance amending the 2023-2024 operating budget of revenues and expenditures for $62,500 for the fire department funding, $50,000 for equipment for the new tanker, and $12,500 for the new radios paid for out of the St. Martinville Fund, only the radios, just to clarify that. It reads a little funny, but the new equipment is for a tanker that Lafayette Parish is supplying us. The $12,500 is for radios to work within the St. Martin fire system, correct, Chief?
Yeah, that's correct, Mayor. So,
I'm sorry, do we have a motion to introduce?
I'll move. Second.
Thank you.
so the funding for the tanker, as David and Chief mentioned a minute ago, Lafayette Consolidated Government, the Parish Council back in 2022 approved some ARPA funding to give every department that supplies fire protection in the unincorporated areas of Lafayette Parish a tanker truck. It's about $425,000 per truck, 2.97 million, I think was the total ticket. And those trucks were supposed to come out beginning of next year. So we were looking for funding in the July budget. Well, we got word last month actually 4 will be ready end of June, and then the other 2 probably 12 weeks following that. So we're going to get them well ahead of schedule. That truck does benefit us in the city. We're required to have tanker response in some of our areas of the city where we have no hydrants and a couple of structures and things of that nature. So we use it accordingly. So for a $425,000 investment on the parish side, us putting up, $50,000 in equipment just to equip it as it should be for our side for fire protection is, in my opinion, a minimal cost, and it benefits the city tremendously for the next 20 years. And then on the radios, so for about the past year and a half, Lafayette Parish has been working on a paging system upgrade. We have some pagers that are over 20 years old. It's a high band pager, and it operates off of towers. We have tower fees that we pay. We have repairs that we do almost monthly to keep these things up and running. So Lafayette Parish invested some money, about almost $400K, $200K for the system to be able to page on the 700 paging system, which is the same radio system that's used statewide. PD uses it, fire department uses it. So they'll be able to page over that 700 system. And they purchase pagers for all the departments also. Where we come into play, and it's a different animal for us, is we're paged by 2 dispatch centers. St. Martin Parish pages us to cover the areas of St. Martin Parish. Their dispatch center does not have the capabilities of doing that. So the funding for that radio or for that radio system will go in their dispatch center and allow them to page Broussard on the same pager that we're going to be paged from Lafayette Parish, so our guys don't have to carry 2. But that's it for me, unless you guys have questions.
Tina, do you have public comment?
No public comment.
Council discussion?
District 1? Yes. District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large? Motion approved.
So I saw Mr. Chris walk in. That was the last item on our agenda, but Mr. Chris, we'll call you up now. Mr. Chris Venture with Hammerhead Capital, the Moulin Road Development. Welcome.
Thank you. I apologize. So, come before you today, we are seeking the support of the city to shift the direction of our project on Moulin Road. As you all know, the financial markets for lending and capital raising have become tough since we first got this project entitled, as well as our insurance costs nearly tripled for rental properties. So we tapped the brakes for a little while. That's all we hadn't broke ground yet, and are reevaluating how the project operates. What we landed on is we'd like to secure some community development block grant money, disaster recovery specifically, from the state, which flows from the federal government to the state and then through the city as a conduit of approval. So in meeting with the city before, we've looked at a few different options, but where we landed was we would like to allocate 50% of the development to senior, 55 plus, and veteran housing. So I brought this. It's the same thing, we looked at about a year ago. But what we're going to do is the plan is to allocate the entirety of phase 2. So we have 160 lots in phase 1 as part of the preliminary plat. In phase 1, we would have about 30 senior homes and about 8 veterans homes. And the entirety of phase 2 would be the senior age-restricted living. And so that consolidates the entire age-restricted zone to this area right here, where everything's in tighter quarters with common sidewalks and a lot of amenity and park areas. And so we thought it lent itself very well to that use. So I would like to, open that up to discussion, with the council. I know it's something a little different. This project's been lingering out there, but again, we are seeking the city's support for the block grant money.
Just to add a little bit to your presentation for the council's benefit, Mr. Chris had a meeting with me and he had some consultants with him 2 months ago, something like that, maybe less than that, maybe a month to 2 months ago. And the community block grant was a new idea. And the reason really he's asking is because in order for him to move forward through the state process, the city has to support his grant application. In that conversation, just as a straight neighborhood, I wasn't able to support it. And through talking with him and his consultants, if they could serve a higher purpose in our community, then it made sense to support it. And supplying housing specifically for seniors and our veterans was what we talked about. So that was the stipulation I asked him for, at least 50% or to be for seniors or veterans if we were going to consider supporting the block grant. The second stipulation was you had to go figure it out. Do the numbers work? Can you make it work? And I needed you to come in front of our council to see if we would have city support for it, since we're putting our name on the application as well. Now, there's no financial burden on the city, but the state, when they consider the block grant, wants us to say we like the project and we would support it. But it is 100% your project. So that's the reason Mr. Chris is here tonight. He's done what I asked him to do. But now, the council's input is needed, and, your support or not supporting is what I need to know what to do tomorrow, with this project.
So Chris, did you, put together the numbers? Do we have the numbers to see if it's gonna work?
Well, that was something he was working out, his numbers, could they be profitable, and was there a need to do 50%? And I'm assuming you've done that. I haven't received anything from him. I didn't ask. I just wanted 50%.
Right, so the numbers on the underwriting side, on the financial analysis, and that's part of our capital group's, kind of internal analysis. And, I'm here, so that means the numbers worked out. Otherwise, I would have pulled it from the agenda. So, where we land is by doing this, the project simplifies where it's not a real estate syndication model where you have retail investors coming in. So it's simplified. So the profitability is not as tight as it would be in that scenario because those investors are taken out. So this simplifies the complete financial model for the project. And so it really helps it out.
So are you gonna discount these for the seniors and the veterans, their rent?
So as part of the disaster recovery community development block grants, there are no lease or rent caps as you would have with regular community development block grants, which would have a lease cap. As we're looking at it, it is market rate as far as the federal government's concerned. The median income in the city of Broussard is lower than the federal national average. And so even at market rate, it would qualify if we were doing the other route as lower income. But I guess to answer your question, we can, there will be a slightly lower number, although our market study hasn't fully come back yet. We're looking to see, we're able to analyze that 50% would work. We went heavier on the seniors versus the veterans because we weren't sure there was enough absorption that we could get from veterans by allocating a certain amount above about 10. Again, it's a new, angle for us on that.
When you first talked about it, you'll do high end, have your renters would have been higher end nurses, doctors, or whatnot. Now we're gonna go to veterans, which is not, and elderly. I guess what I'm trying to get at is the contract we had in place is to maintain, is you're gonna better maintain and keep the subdivision because it's a large rental, and I don't want to see it broken up, split up, to sold off, and
Our contract still stands unless the council chooses to change it.
Correct. So we would still abide by all of those rules that we laid out. It's still high end, and again, it's 55 plus, so it's age restricted, and, you know, I wouldn't, there's nothing indicating that we would have to lower the quality of anything in the development.
I know one of the things you were considering was, could you design it for that purpose? Would you have to do some redesign? And I can tell you at least thought about it because you're grouping that section. So the guarantee you're making is that those particular units, 50% of them, would not be rented to anyone unless they met the qualifications of, we call them seniors, but 55 plus, or they were a active or a veteran, active duty or a veteran. Is that correct? So you'd basically be reserving those homes for people that fit that criteria.
Correct, and it's 55, the two designations are 55 and 62. Just, again, based on absorption, we don't want to squeeze the project too much. We'd like to stick with 55 as our senior designation. With the CBDG DR, there are no stipulations like there are with the rate caps or even ADA requirements, but we are keeping it all, from a planning standpoint and just a pragmatic standpoint, and we want the residents that live there to enjoy it, have it function properly. We're going to treat it as though it were under those sort of regulations.
Did you do any research to see how much demand for veterans and elderly in our area?
Our consultants,
You're saving a section, what I'm saying is you don't want to build X amount of houses and then you don't fill them up. Then it becomes a burden on you as on financials. So I keep going back to make sure we keep taking care of the place. It's kept up.
correct. So our consultants have those numbers. There are, I believe, about 20, I have to go back and look, don't quote me on it, it's in the 25 to 28% range of people that would qualify in the area. Now, we would do a robust and directed marketing campaign to try to draw people to the city of Broussard, not just looking at, what the current residents could absorb. So, we'd like to provide a higher end new product for the city and, pull in new tax base, new residents to the city. I think it would be a great benefit.
Tina, do we have public comment?
No public comment.
So the one comment I think that's worth saying is that the intent was if that a private developer was going to go after some block grant money, and the city has to support it, then we want it to serve a higher purpose, and that's what we're looking for. And that can, you've changed it a little bit, 55 as a senior. I think that's appropriate. Councilman Delahoussa's comments are correct. We still need the project to be successful. We're just looking to marry that with the idea that it's serving a higher purpose because you brought this new idea of block grant money to the table. So the city's going to jump on and support it. It needs to serve the community more than a traditional neighborhood would. Any further council discussion?
Question?
We didn't even vote on this yet. I don't have a motion.
It's up for discussion. What's going to happen is tomorrow morning, I'm going to get a call from the block grant people because you're on their agenda for Thursday and they're in a holding pattern. I've explained to them that the decision would be made tonight by the council. So even though this is not a vote, could we go down by the numbers and just get a support or not support so I know where the majority of the council lies?
Sure, no problem.
So, District 1, Ms. Angel, would you?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. But let's just say hypothetically it doesn't work out. I mean, like, if you aren't able to rent fully, then what's gonna happen? Like, I know you can't foresee that, but.
I believe we would be open. I mean, I think the proper thing to do would be if you find that you can't reach the numbers that are being asked for, you would come back to the council and ask for an amendment to our agreement.
Essentially, yeah, we wouldn't want the units sitting vacant either, and then, but we did consider that, because we started off at 62 as the cutoff. We really feel a lot better about the 55 age, and felt comfortable with the absorption we would have there. So, but again, we would have to have an agreement down the line if that comes up of, kind of falling back to market rate or not. That would be up to discussion at that
I
point.
think it would always be open for you to come back to the council and have the discussion again. I mean, if you
Yeah,
could
just
make a
kinda
good
like-
argument, I
You
believe,
know?
we have a reasonable group here.
Okay.
District 2,
Would support it.
District 3,
Support.
District 5,
Yeah, I think it's good. That brings value to the city and brings revenue because you're going to a rental, so yes. support.
District 6,
Yes.
at large,
Yes.
all approved.
Well, it seems like you have a unanimous vote, Mr. Chris, so, that's right. And, I'll be talking to Ty tomorrow, so you can take the next step.
Okay, I appreciate it, and I'll be at those meetings in Baton Rouge as well.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
All right, thank you.
That was the last item on our agenda, which is actually the fifth item on our agenda, but we hope to see everyone, our council, anyone who can be out there Saturday for our opening ceremony for baseball. That will be, I believe it reads 9 a.m. is the start time, 9 to 11. So please join us if you can. You heard Lacey talking tonight about the Beau Soleil Festival on the next Saturday. So we appreciate everyone being here tonight. Thank you for joining us for the meeting.